All right. Ready?
Go for it.
Okay. Hey, welcome to the podcast for people whose mama died by people whose mamas died. It's called No Mama No Manual. I'm Tiana.
I'm Brittany.
And on this day, we are talking about how our grief shows up at work and in our achievements.
Dun, dun, dun. You know what I realized?
What?
Is that at work, my job is to ask people questions.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they ask me questions back, I'd be like, this is about you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But you be asking me questions back and I'd be having to answer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been a really wild experience. Like, what? It's just wild.
Yeah, same. Like at my job is to ask the people questions.
Yeah, you interview people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been interesting.
Well, yep, it has.
It's been a couple times where I'm
Because
like,
why
what
are
do
you
you
asking me
think?
things?
You know, like, what would you do? But I don't be ready for the response.
All right, so at work. So the people know already. I work in radio. I'm a what entrepreneur. But at one point I was teaching in my grief journey, and I also have a business, and those are some things that I've seen my mom do. Like, I watched her teach for 30 years. She started several businesses, and so I think my grief shows up, one, when I hit like a great accomplishment, and then other times when I hit like a struggle spot that I saw her encounter too. And so on the bright side, right?
Like what?
What? Oh yeah, on the bright side. So like when I do things I wish she could see, right? Like at one point when I was teaching, the director of high school curriculum came in and observed my class. Now, on this particular day, I had just come back from what I call a rock star week. So it was March. And it was just like a slew of things that I had to do. Like, I had gig this day, out of town this day for a gig, come back, gig this day, gig that day. It was just a lot of things, back to back to back to back. Panel, DJing, out of town, backstage at the Pistons games, like doing all the things. And then I had to teach. I'm pretty sure I pulled the entire day's worth of lessons from betwixt my butt cracks, because I don't even know what the children were supposed to be doing that day. And
Love that.
Yeah. And he was like, my curriculum leader and the principal came back. They was like, T, Mr. What's his name loved your class. Like, he said you did so amazing, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I don't even know what we did. I don't know what we were supposed to be doing. Yay, I guess. Thanks. But I wish that I could have shared that moment with my mom. Or you know, when I have an amazing interview with somebody, like, I wish my mama could watch it, or she could have heard it on the air. Like, even being on the air and having my own show, my mom did not get the opportunity to like see that come to life. And so some days that be making me sad, especially knowing that she was at one time the only person who supported me going into radio, because I have a chemistry degree and I was supposed to be a pharmacist. And
I remember.
Yeah, like, my mom was the only one who was like, no, girl.
You remember that summer in Cali when you was trying to be one?
Girl,
you remember?
Yes.
It was a fun summer.
I was the only Black girl in my program, the youngest person in my program. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I used to be, because we was, I
remember. Hung out with y'all.
Yeah, I remember. Like, come on, let's go ride bikes. I remember. But go ahead.
Yeah, so that, and then when stuff isn't going well, like, my mom started a bunch of businesses, but none of them necessarily was extra successful, right? She always had a business idea, but they ain't do much of nothing. And so we never got the opportunity to talk about business and like what her struggles were, or like what she thought she could have done better. And I don't personally know a lot of entrepreneurs. Like, there's not a whole bunch of them in my family. So when I have questions about things, because I feel like business is not going well, but please buy some cookies. not your auntie.
I was so not ready. I was not prepared. I will say, if you're gonna buy any, get the Snickerdoodle. They're all delicious, but I personally have had to limit my Snickerdoodle intake.
I didn't even bring you none this time. So
yeah.
like, you know what?
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I do feel some type of way about that.
I'll mail you some.
Yeah, okay, thanks. But yes, buy the cookies.
Buy the cookies, notyourancies.com. But yeah, like on those days, or even the time where I did my first pop-up and I sold out. Like, what? Mommy, look what I did. But she can't bring nothing back. And so I don't like that. And so the grief comes just from, I think, not being able to share and not being able to ask questions. What does it look like for you?
See, that's the part I don't be ready for, right? I'm so good at listening and being like, tell me more. For me, it's a lot of different things. On the bright side, I follow your format. I work hard. My mom was a really hard worker, and I don't know. It's just hard, but that's okay. Like, the difficulty of something doesn't negate the necessity of it, or like the possibility of it for me. And I know I got that from my mom. So I like go hard. And I'm also just, I don't know. You just do what you got to do. Like, I don't complain. You know, it's just like, well, I be complaining with my words, but not like with my actions, right?
You don't protest in action.
Yeah, like it just takes what it takes. And I think I got that from my mom. So in that sense, I know that she rubbed off on me, right? Not so great in like just the things I wish I could discuss with her about work. So the first thing being, like, I finished med school.
You did.
She wasn't here.
I know.
That was very terrible. That was like a very hard moment. That sucked. That was tough. That was tough. But then also like things that I wish I could discuss, like mom guilt. Like, I work a lot, particularly with my youngest, because rather my oldest. My youngest not so much, because I'm in a place now where I have a little bit more free time, a little bit more flexibility in my schedule. But my oldest, it was just like, he was in lab with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knew stroke syndromes. He used to be like, he could tell you what part of the brain was damaged based on the symptoms. He could tell you. And that's not normal. You know, that's not normal 4-year-old content or knowledge. And I spent a lot of time away studying with my door closed or with my headphones on. And that came with a lot of mom guilt. And I wish I could have talked to her about that. I remember a time when my mom was always at work. And in fact, there was a time where me and my dad were talking about this the other day. My mom went to Chicago for like 6 months. She just for work. And my dad held it down with my great grandma. And I ain't seen my mama for like 6 months. And I kind of remember it. But I also just remember that I had a great childhood. I played the sports I wanted to play. They sent me to the schools they wanted to send me to. And so I think that, like, I wish I could discuss more about how I feel when I feel bad, knowing that in the end, my kids will have the opportunities that they want. They can go to where they want. But I wasn't there to give him a bath when he was 3, you know? That hurts. The other way my grief shows up at work is I be taking all my time off. I don't leave any of the things in my benefits package on the board, because when my mom got sick, and she worked for 30 some years, right? And I don't blame them, but when she got sick, they needed somebody to do her job. Yeah. Right. And so before she even really had like a real diagnosis, it was kind of like people were trying to figure out how they could keep the productivity going, because my mom couldn't necessarily do the things. And just recognizing that, like, her job went filled. It went on. It has continued. But my life, my dad's life, my kids' lives, they're just forever different. And so while being a doctor is important to me, it just won't take me out of the other things that I feel like are more important, right? Yeah. So everything can't be a priority. There are a lot of things that are important, but everything can't be a priority. And that has really gotten more clear for me since my mom died. Mm-hmm. So
it shifted your priorities.
I have a migraine. I'm not going to work.
No, well, because somebody will do it. Somebody else will do it.
And if I don't take care of this migraine, I can't cook dinner. I can't, you know what I'm saying, check homework. I can't do the things that I need to do. And so that, I used to not do that though. Like, if there was work to be done, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll drink coffee and I'll take some ibuprofen.
And I'll get it done.
I'll do it in the dark because I got a migraine, but I don't care. Mm-hmm. But now, no, absolutely not. And so I think boundaries have gotten better with work because of grief.
I think mine have too. Like you said, I used to be really, really enthusiastic about doing all the things. Mm-hmm. But after my mom passed away, I was like, y'all not about to work me to death. Mm-hmm. You're not about to stress me out? No, because I saw it. Like, I saw my mom was a workaholic. She was always working, literally never not working. Mm-hmm. Saw your son was in lab with you. I was at DFT union meetings in Title I meetings, mm-hmm. and I was helping her manage the after school program with the kids. She was like, well, go in there and learn Spanish. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like, mm-hmm. because I have to be at work with her. But I also felt like watching how hard my mom worked, like, stress her heart and her body and her mind. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh no, y'all won't get me.
That's the part.
Y'all won't get me. Mm-hmm. And when I felt myself hating teaching, mm-hmm. I'm so sorry to the children, but y'all got on my nerves. Just like,
y'all, and it wasn't her a really nice card too.
They did make me a really nice card. But so it wasn't the kids really that I didn't like, but it was my lack of passion for the position that made continuing when I didn't feel like it almost impossible. Yeah. It's like, I actually don't like this. I like y'all, and we can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about outside of here.
I could be a mentor.
I could be an awesome mentor to you. We can have so much fun in an after school program. Mm-hmm. But this part right here, I don't like it that much. Mm-hmm. And so not being, I watched my mom, she did it because she had to. Mm-hmm. Like, she had a kid. Mm-hmm. And so there was no, I don't think I want to do this job anymore. It was like, well, my kid needs to go to the doctor. We have to have insurance. Yeah. So I will go and do this job. And I think it has made me very passionate about making sure that I'm doing something I love to do. Mm. So that is why I'm an entrepreneur right now. And I just be praying about the bills, because at some point, the money will come, right? It has to.
I think that's the hard part about grief and death and all those things, because it in some ways gives you permission, right? So like I said it before, I would be a dermatologist somewhere, mm-hmm. doing Botox free on my mama, right? Mm-hmm. I would. But in a lot of ways, her death has, like, I do the things that I want to do. Mm-hmm. And med school graduation really made me realize that, like, she not here.
I can do what I want.
I can do what I want. Mm-hmm. I could always do what I want. In fairness, I probably would have came to that realization anyway as an adult. Like, you know, as our relationship, well, maybe, I don't know, it's an assumption because she died. But right. As our relationship evolved, maybe I would have gotten to a point where, you know, she'll be all right. Mm-hmm. She'll respect the fact that I made a decision. But when she died, it was almost like, I can do what I want. Mm-hmm. I can make whatever decision I want, and the consequences again will be mine. So even at work, I feel like that I can do what I want within reason, mm-hmm. and with respect to those who I report to.
Do you ever feel guilty about accomplishing things after she passed, because mm-hmm. it was after she passed and not before?
I don't know if it's guilty. Salty.
Okay.
Salty. Mm-hmm. But not guilty. Not guilty. Just salty.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go to the award ceremony.
Right. Because people going to be there with their mama.
Yeah. I don't even worry about other people being there with their mama. It's just be like, I'm not there with my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad you there with your
Sometimes
mama.
I be having an attitude.
Oh.
But then I get over it. But sometimes I do. If I'm being honest, I be like, "Good birthday, mama."
That's real.
It's like I got my mama angel. Fuck you.
She right here. We just can't see her. It's awkward. The stories we tell ourselves. Dun, dun, dun. Awkward. Awkward. But that's real. That's real.
I'm just being honest. Because honesty is the best policy. Yeah. It's a J.
I think that it's just no way that it doesn't touch everything that I do.
Mm-hmm. Dang. How do you think it's going to color like future things? Like, of course, you have the understanding like now you can do whatever you want to do, but
yeah,
what that mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either.
I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna adjust. I'm making space for it now, though. That's the better part.
Right? Oh yeah,
it's 6 years in, and now I make space for it. So, like when I graduate from residency, for example, when I finish, I already know that it's gonna be like a little bit of salt, so it feels less heavy on the day of. Because I know it's coming. It's not new. It gets less new. I think the feeling of like being salty, it's less fresh.
It's less new. Yeah. That's so real.
It's just kind of something that's there on that day, you know.
Yeah.
You just make space for his presence, so you get better at that.
I never thought about it like that. At all.
Yeah. So, but it sucks. You just gotta. It just sucks.
It just does.
Yeah.
Like that is it.
Yeah.
Nothing else. It just sucks.
Every day.
It's great.
So yeah.
That's so great.
We'll talk more about how it affects
other things.
All the things. Oh. Everywhere the sun touches. And somewhere it doesn't, you know? I'm just there. It's there. Yeah. There you have it.
It does. Oh, you know what? I think another thing that I actively noticed, and I meant to mention this when we did the habits episode, but it applies here too. Since my mom passed, I kind of felt like I needed something else, right? Like, okay, my mom is gone. What is she was my inspiration, and she motivated me a lot, but because I don't have that anymore, my faith has gotten greater. Like I more intentionally seek God, and so especially in my work and
that's beautiful.
In my accomplishments, it's like, all right, well, my mama wasn't here to help me, so it definitely wasn't nobody but the Lord. And I think that's something I didn't understand so much while she was alive, because I think she did it on my behalf, right? You know how Kendrick had to say, like, he had this song, he's like, nobody praying for me if my grandma died. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit, my grandma just died, and my mama gone too. But I know that people are praying for me still. But some days it feels like that. Like my mom stopped being my intercessor for my accomplishments. And so I have to do it. And so I've noticed that a lot, especially lately. Like when it comes to anything that I have accomplished or not, I go to God about it.
Yeah. Hey, cosign. Cosign. I've definitely gotten better at like affirming myself. Look at myself in the mirror and being like, "You are," instead of, because it doesn't come from other places.
It doesn't.
I still get good jobs, right? But that is like based on productivity, right? But as far as like my existence, that's that died with her, right? Like, yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
That was deep.
It was. Okay, we did it.
Yeah.
So and nobody cried.
This one.
This one.
Yeah, we'll see who cries first. Share with us how
does your grief show up in your accomplishments at your job? What does it look like for you? I'm very curious to see if I know we're not the only ones, but I am curious to hear how it has shown up for you. So if you're listening, you're watching.
My emails got shorter. Sorry.
Did
but
they?
Like now my answer just be no. Period. Respectfully. Me.
I don't think I'm there yet.
But go ahead. Yeah.
I don't think I'm there yet.
No, my emails definitely got shorter. Random fact. I'm explaining a lot less. I can't.
Don't have it for that. I think I still play mental hopscotch.
Is this a comma or a semicolon?
I still do it.
Yeah.
And only because why do I do it? Why do I do it? I don't know. I don't think I'm at a point in my career where I am comfortable doing it yet. Like, there's still the people need to like me. Yeah. And so I have been better about being like, oh no, I can't. But I have not gotten to know, period, respectfully.
I don't do it everywhere. Let me be clear. Okay. There are powers that be that get mental hopscotch emails. Yeah. Ones I got to send you to proofread because do this sound okay? Yeah, no, it's not everywhere. So I haven't arrived there, but when I can, I do. No. It's a complete sentence.
That's real.
It's actually one of the most underutilized mental health tools on the planet. No and goodbye. I'm not going to get to preaching today, but no. And goodbye.
Okay. Yeah. I've hit a no, I can't.
Okay.
I did that one time. It felt good too.
No, I won't. It's sweet too.
Ooh. I kind of did that the other day. Well, I was just like, I only can do this part.
Period. So, period. I wish you would have called me so I could be like, yeah. We should do that more often.
We should. Guess who I told no today?
I love that. That's gonna be a new. That's a text thread right there. How many times did you say no today?
Very off topic. Okay, yeah.
My bad.
About the thing. Yeah. Like we said, please share with us how your grief shows up in your work. Has it changed you in any way when it comes to celebrating your accomplishments or not celebrating your accomplishments? We want to hear from you. Let us know in the comments and in the Facebook. Is the Facebook up? The Facebook is about to be. So when you watch this, it will probably be Facebook, and then we'll let you know. Though we'll share all the things, all the ways you can Facebook in community. In community. Follow us on the things, and share with us. We want to hear from you.
I think this is the most beautiful depiction of No Mama No Manual. We just making stuff up.
We literally are making things up.
It's live footage.
We're doing so good. So proud of us. Okay, we'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.